Hello everybody and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. And this, my friends, I think you know what this is. It's the Thunder Show. I'm retro with the wristband, and I'm really excited about this show because I think we're really doing some cool stuff today. We're talking about Roulis, which is a Chardonnay from the Côte de Chalonnaise, which is north of Côte d'Or, from the northern part of Côte de Chalonnaise. Roulis wines are really interesting. I think a lot of you have not had them in the past. We've got 3 here today, 2 from the same producer, different vineyards. Very interesting stuff. I find these wines to be exceptional values, even with a euro that is whipping. Mott, it's good to see you back, my man. I know I gave Eric all the love yesterday, but let's be honest. You know I love you. With the euro whipping the dollar's ass, they still come in at 20 bucks, basically. 20, 21, 24. You know, think about an even Steven situation. We're looking at $15 to $16, $17 white wines that often bring enormous thunder. I've not had any of these. I actually have not had a Roulis in a while, so I'm being a bad Vaniac. So we're going to expand my palate today, and I'm excited. I think we did Saint Aubin not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago, white wines from Burgundy under the radar. So many people focus on, you know, Chassagne Montrachet, Puligny Montrachet, Pouilly-Fuissé on the low level. And so I just really am excited and passionate about getting you guys to try different things, if nothing else. We know what this show's about. First, family, bringing people together. Nothing makes me happier than Third Thirsty Thursdays. Are we getting close? No, it's coming up. Anyway, people getting together, you know, just people drinking, sharing, you know, that's just where it's all at. But after that, it's about expanding your palate, not getting you drinking the same old things, and hopefully these shows have helped. And actually, I'm going to lead into the question of the day in a little bit about that level. But anyway, really excited about that. And I think we should get right into the wines. I mean, I'm going to keep it, you know, I'm really in the zone today. Oliver Leflaive, a producer that will most likely be the Roulis that you're able to find if you're looking to find these wines out there. This is the Premier Cru. This is a 2005 vintage. This wine is $20 US, 89 points. Alan Meadows, the Berghound. Actually, Alan Meadows, the Berghound, scored all these wines. Mott, you know what? Let's link him up. Link him up, Mott. Very great critic of Burgundian wines. He does a great job. The Berghound, kind of cool. You know, just a good dude rating and reviewing wines, and I think he deserves a shout out. So we'll do that. Let's rinse out this glass. What do we want to talk about? Oh, I think what's interesting about Roulis is it's a small area. You know, it's producing about 790 or so acres are producing wine, so it's a small place. 2/3 are white wines. There's a third that's red wines. Those are made of Pinot Noir. And let's see what's going on here. It's got nice golden color, nothing too crazy. Actually, it's not that golden. It's kind of paley strawy. So we're not going Hogan locks. We're going a little bit more like hay. Let's give it a little bit of a sniffy sniff, because that's what we do. It's got a very interesting melon component. Oh, before I go anywhere, that just made me... Big shout out to Per Se. If you ever want to splurge on a big level, because it's a very expensive dinner, but you want to have an amazing dinner, an amazing experience, tremendous service, and high quality food, you've got to go to Time Warner Center in New York City and go to Per Se. It's worth a weekend vacation just to eat there if you're a foodie. Lizzie and I had an amazing time there last night. We were there like 12:30 in the morning. It was crazy, man. I had a Rero Arnese that I loved, so I have to do Arnese on the show. Italian white wine, but it was awesome. Lizzie's birthday yesterday.
Okay. What'd you have?
We had like 19 courses. It was insane. It was awesome. So a little smokiness. I get a little bit of a burnt wood action. Everybody likes a little burnt wood. I'm getting really nice apple core and heavy on the melon. Cantaloupe, to be exact. Let's give it a whirl. I'm not really feeling this wine at all. I get a lot of heat on the mid palate. It seems very acidic. A lot of people that are entry-level wine drinkers would say burning. It's burning! You know, a little Ralph there. Yeah, the heat, 13.5 alcohol content. I'm just shocked of how disjointed and awkward this wine is. I'm not feeling it. Let me just give it one more whirl. It's got some nice polish to it. On the back, like, let me not polish, body. It's got some nice body to it, but it's awfully awkward and acidic, disjointed, and just doesn't taste good, if that makes any sense. It's a little flinty and bluestony, but definitely not a wine that I'm excited about by any stretch of the imagination. An awkward little bastard. I'm gonna go 79 points on this wine, and give it a major pass. I feel like I took a shot of vodka. Match. No more Mott. All right, one of my favorite labels, Mott. Zoom in on this. It's just classic. This is a very small producer that I think deserves a lot of attention. I've not had his wines in a little while, but really interesting. Domaine Jaeger-Defoe. This is his Roulis, 2005. This is from the Robos vineyard. 88 to 90 points, Allen Meadows. 21 US dollars, and Robos. You can see the vineyard right there, and I am kind of neglecting, but I think, yep, was it? Yep, same vineyard here on the Leflaive. So single vineyard within the Roulis, and really good stuff. I mean, you know what's interesting about the Roulis wines? Over the years, they've had about 20 or so vineyards go Premier Cru. So, you know, just really, really, and completely under the radar area that I think deserves a lot more attention as my phone rings off. That's a nice sound.
Wait for it to go off the desk.
Is it moving? Nah, it's not moving. All right. This, I think, has a better color component, Mott. What do you think? A little bit more intense on its color. Let's do that. That's kind of fun. Oh, big shout out to Hulu. Hulu. The Thunder Show now has a new home, amongst many other places. Pretty select group on Hulu. You know, me and the A-Team. It's pretty cool. So, Mott, link it up. If you want to check us out on Hulu, you're more than welcome. Please leave some reviews. It's kind of bare right now. We just launched. So come in there and say, Gary's a jerk, 1 star. And that would be just nice and fun. Sniffy sniff. Now this is interesting. Wow. Talk about an aromatic difference. This has an enormously elegant kind of component to it. I would almost compare this to very high-end tea with peaches infused. Like, I could see this being called, you know, Peach Dragon Reserve tea. And I'd be like, oh my God, get me a pot of that. So, you know, very interesting. It's got a little bit of like a tea herbal kind of thing going on with a dash of peach juice. Very pretty, very fresh. Smells very fresh, very interesting. Let's give it a whirl. You know, it's so funny how everybody has their own palates. 89 points Allen Meadows, 88 to 90 points Allen Meadows. In my opinion, that means similar, you know, styles and similar quality, and he views them the same. To me, you really can't get more opposite. This is much more polished, elegant, refined, complex on the palate, big body. To me, this, my friends, this, unlike so many crap $20 Chardonnays running around the world, in Burgundy and in California and in Australia and really on and on and on. Everybody's producing some crap Chardonnay. It's not an exclusive thing, Mott. This is what you need to use with a lobster meal. This is what you want to have with a little bit of salmon. This is what you want to have with halibut. I had a great halibut last night. It was crazy with the vegetables. Delicious. I mean, if this was on the table, I did have some great Rudy Pickler Riesling on the table, but this on the table would have even done a better job. It's got tremendous acidity on the back end. I get a very sour apple flavor that is completely ripping through my palate right now, and I'm like, yes. I mean, just a really well-made wine. Peas and carrots. And this is peas, I like better. Speaking of peas, maybe that's where I went with this, has a little bit of like an English pea component. Really grips. It's got a great grip. It grips your palate. The transition from the mid palate to the finish is exceptional. It goes a little graham cracker on me on that flavor there, like crushed up graham crackers. Try that. It's very, very elegant yet powerful. It's like, those silent women type, like just, little, petite, but, don't mess with them. That's what this wine reminds me of. I'm very on board with this wine. I'm going to go 91 points on this wine. I think it is absolute force. And a tremendous example of what can be done in this region. A very clean, crisp, not oaky, not buttery, not over-the-top Chardonnay. So stop pigeonholing Chardonnay and thinking all Chards are like that. Here is a prime example at a tremendous price point, though I'm not overestimating the fact that $21 is, or $21 is a lot of money in the scheme of things, comparative to the other white Burgundies that are out there that are rolling in at 40, 50, 60, 70 bones. This wine holds its own with all those heavyweights and could actually probably win a couple battles. Kudos. That's all I got to say. Nice stuff. Good job, Jaeger-Defoe. Good job. Let's see if they can follow it up with the Jaeger-Defoe 2005 Roulis Premier Cru Leflaive. CLOUX. $24 US, 90 points, Alan Meadows. So this I'm really excited about. Let's see what's going on here. What else is going on, Mott? I don't know if you're hearing about this or you've been paying attention, but the brainstorming for my book tour. I don't know if you heard a couple days ago, if you're watching for the first time or if you missed a couple episodes, I am giving away my book tour to you. We decided not to pick the dates. We've scrapped most of them except for San Francisco, and New York and New Jersey right now. Portland, Seattle, we're going to take them off actually before this airs, but we are coming back to Portland. We're putting the final touches, but we don't have a date on Seattle right now. We're giving it back to the Vaniacs. So we've started this forum. Mott, link that up. This is imperative. We're probably going to be making semi-final decisions by Monday morning. So if you are passionate to get me to come to your town, when you get into that forum, click Mott's rules right there. Basically, we're looking for about 100 to 150 people in each market and have a bookstore. I'm paying attention to how many people are, leaving comments that they're in +1s. And then we're getting involved. I get my publisher involved. So it's really cool. We're trying to really, open it up. You should be in control. If the Vaniacs want me to come, for example, to Iowa, which Mott looks like pretty much a done deal. Des Moines looks like pretty much a done deal. I'll tell you the other places that are hot right now. Boston pretty much looks like a done deal. Will look like we're going to be going up to there. The dark horses right now, the ones that are moving up lately, are North Carolina. Toronto is doing damage. Philly looks strong. Minnesota and Austin, Texas. A lot of other places looking a little soft. So if you have any interest whatsoever, you need to go into this forum. All you have to do is say, I would be there if I can. I know you don't know the dates yet, but if we see enough interest in these towns, start your own thread if it's a new town. Definitely if you got a blog and Twitter and whatever else and you want to rally your troops to that link, that's fine. We're interested. I'm looking to go to different places June, July, maybe even into August. So New Mexico also on the board. So let's see what's going to happen with that. But if you have any interest in seeing me on my book tour and you want me to come to your general area, you need to get into this forum now. That's pretty much how we're making our decisions on it. So Mott, link it up. If you don't know what Mott link it up means, just scroll below my video and there's a link below. And if you're watching me on Hulu or YouTube or anywhere else, you got to go to WineLibraryTV.com to see the tricks. Mott, I hear you do tricks. Let's give this a sniffy sniff. Again, very similar to the last wine, the Leflaive vineyard, compared to the Robos. This is interesting. This has almost like a eucalyptus kind of component going on. A little Ricola. Say it with me, Vaniacs. Rico. Did those commercials used to freak you out, Mott? Because I was like, it was like a little weird, right?
Definitely strange.
It was like the Sound of Music, like kind of thing going on. I don't know. It was always weird to me, but this definitely has that kind of minty, that Route St. John stuff that you see people pulling off on the highways and cooking for tea, very zen, in the mountains will heal you. Oh, I broke my arm. Rub some tussin on it, boy. But instead of tussin, it's weeds, or it's just a very herbaceous. You feel like there's some sort of secret potion thing going on in here that's also wrapped around with a little bit of hints of subtle butter. I'm not going to say it's oaked, but a little hint of butter on top of that. And then you've got to go real heavy on the star fruit. If you never had a star fruit, cut that up. It's a star. It's beautiful. It's delicious. And a little dose of papaya. So it gets a little tropical on the tail end. Yeah. It does. Let's give it a whirl. These wines are doing damage. Jaeger-Defoe is somebody I need to be paying attention to. Has a little higher acidity. Definitely tastes the acidity. Got a little razor sharp. I'm not going Riesling right down the palate. Acidity, you know, like a switchblade. That like stingy, but definitely like the kind of acidity that you don't want to put on a paper cut. You know what I'm talking about? So definitely more acidic than the last wine, but just as polished, just as elegant. Has a lot of oomph, more oomph than the last wine. It's bringing some really nice complexities. I'm very impressed with the white flower flavor, if that makes any sense. Again, the herbaceous thing carried over. This is very floral, very grainy, not grainy, very wild. You know, like wild shrub bushes, like definitely like Yellowstone Park. You know,
Dude, book signing in
Yellowstone Park. That'd be fun.
Faithful, you're Old Faithful.
I want to be young, faithful, not. I don't want to be old. You know how I get about that. WineLibraryTV started because I turned 30 and freaked out. Anyway, really good complexities, extremely rich, long length. If you're eating fish, you need to be drinking these wines. You need to seek out the Roulis. They're very, very good, and I'm really impressed. Really disappointed with the first wine. I was like, here we go, another Ribolla Gialla, which we got to do another show on that, because if you don't know what Ribolla Gialla is, search Ribolla on Wine Library TV. We did an episode where I was super pumped to tell everybody about it, and the wine's like panned, and so I always think about that. This was another example of wanting to expand your palate and show you something, and the first one was so bad, I was like, uh-oh. Anyway, really good wines, really strong efforts, really well made. I'm just very impressed with these wines, and dollar for dollar with a strong euro, even more impressed. If there was it's like white licorice. You know, is there white licorice? I've only seen black and red.
Black and red.
If there was a white licorice, that's what this would taste like. Mont, I don't know if the Vaniacs know, but we've taped this, and I'm on my way to the Big Idea with Donnie Deutsch. I will be on tonight, nationally. If you have CNBC, check me out. I think it's 10 p.m., Mont. Let's link up Donnie Deutsch's show so they can, like, do the homework. Link Donnie Deutsch up, Mont. Link him up. Please do the tour thing. I really want to see as many cities as possible. I'm excited about Des Moines, Iowa. That's going to be cool. And Albuquerque, New Mexico looks really fierce, too. I mean, I've been to Boston. I want to come. Toronto looks fun, too. Maybe I can go see an Argonauts game. Scout for the New York Jets. Question of the day. Lurkers. I really need you on this one. If you don't know what a lurker is somebody who's watched the show for more than 10 times and has still yet to leave a comment. A lot of you are at 100 shows without a comment. We know who you are. We have your IP address. We're coming at you. Leave a comment, please. Question of the day. We continue to try to expand each other's palates. We're working on, you know, Roulis and Saint-Bon's, and what did we do the other day that was a lot of fun, Mott? Cornas, and, you know, we're just pushing the envelope and trying different things. So I'm going to ask you a very solid question. Besides, where are you right now? What is the best and worst wine? You can give me the producer, or you can give me a type, that you have tasted because of the Thunder Show's influence, because you're expanding your palate. So, because of Wine Library TV, what is the best and worst wine experience you've had? If you can come out and answer this question, this one I'm going to really gnaw on. I have a train ride tomorrow Thursday, to DC, and I'm going to read every one of the comments on this. I'm very curious. Did you see the spit? I was that curious. Because you, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world.